Hi everybody, it's Catherine St-Pierre at Physikinaction. We are April 10th and in 3 days we will be going to Toronto for a embryo transfer. So I have agreed, and you've probably heard me talk about Daniela and David for a while now. I've agreed to become a surrogate mother. So we're going to become pregnant as long as everybody and everything works out the right way. So I wanted to have a weight, check my measurements and my weight and see where I am right now, as it's in 3 days. So we're going to be traveling to Toronto and getting this stuff down so that I know where I need to be post-pregnancy. Now, this is going to be a challenge because for me to be training, and it's not mine, so therefore I can't train full blast. I definitely have to take it easy, and everything's going to be changing. My hormones have already changed, so I'm already on, I've been for 1 month on estrage, which is like an estrogen. And if you know anything about bodybuilding, estrogen is the one thing that makes you fluffy. So for 1 month I've been like trying to work double time just to counteract, you know, the hormones that are fluctuating. So I'm going to be taking my measurements, giving you some kind of a cue, and it gives myself a cue for when I give birth to get back into the shape that I had, hopefully as much as possible. And if it's twins, well, it'll be like out to there. It should be interesting. But the other thing that's interesting is that from here on out, when I have videos on YouTube, it will be pregnancy related. So it should be very interesting. So are you ready? We're going to take some measurements. You know how we usually do this. If you haven't any clue about taking measurements, there is a video in my early year, last year, and it was how to take proper measurements properly. So you can go look at that. I put the link down at the bottom if you want to do it the way I'm doing it right now. So let's get started. I'm going to take my weight and check my body fat, and then we'll take the measurements. Just waiting for it. Okay. See, even fighting with all the training, even with the estrals, see, I'm just going to let it click. It's taking forever. There she goes. That's not bad, not bad. I've been working my ass off, it shows. Okay, so if you look at that, 147.8 and a 15.6% body fat. It's not super accurate, but it gives you some kind of an idea. This scale actually does give you your hydration. Right now I'm at 58.3, so I'm a little dehydrated. My bone mass is 6.2 pounds. Oh, it looks upside down when I look at it in there. And calories I can eat to not gain weight is 2,900 and whatever, and I am 12 years old because in the camera it actually looks like 15. So I'm 12 years old, which explains the boyish figure. Because that's not super, you know, reliable, and I'm gonna take other numbers here. I have the handheld fat checker, and I also have the scale. And in the scale one, we had said, okay, 2,900 and 12 years old. Well, I knew that. 2,900. Okay. Now, this baby here, it's a little bit more accurate because it doesn't take into account whether you're hydrated or not. It goes directly from one hand to the other, and it just zooms around your body. The more fat you have, the more it has to zigzag through to get through, and the less you have, well, obviously the quicker the motion is censored into it. So I'll just mark in my stuff, my height, my weight, my age, 42. So anybody's asking, I'm 42. I'd like to be 28. And keep on going. This, straight arms, straight in front. I'm going to move over so you can actually see what I'm doing. Okay? And you push the start button and you just go. Top to the top. So my measurements are 18% body fat, 0.7. And my BMI is 21.8. So BMI is your ratio for your height and your weight. It gives you a ratio. You should be between 18 at the very low, and you should be at 26 and they're higher if you above that, you should definitely be thinking of losing a couple pounds. Now, if you're super, super lean and you're a bodybuilder, it doesn't know that your weight is lean weight. So it gives you a ratio, okay? So don't always rule by it. See, I've been 21.8 for most of my adult life, okay? And my fat in the handheld scale varies between 9.9 down to 14 something if I'm competing. I like being around 16, but obviously 18.7 is pretty good. Okay, so I understand where it is. It's hiding in there. It's look, muffin top. Oh, okay. Measurements, important ones. Chest, but then again, I might be lactating and be huge, and I'll be so happy. Muscles might not be there, but the rest will be. Almost 36. Strange. With the estrus, I figured I'd be bigger, but I'm not. Okay, when you're taking the waist, last rib, okay, don't squeeze too hard. Take your measurement and check. See, 28.25, so I'm not cheating, you saw me. Okay. Hips, you want to take it, I'm going to back up a bit, where the crease is, okay, crease. Largest part of the hip, but in the crease, because you don't want to be on the hip bone. And we're at 38.25. So exactly 10 inches from my waist to my hips. Okay, we're going to do thighs. Biggest part of your thigh. The reason we do the biggest part is because it'll never be bigger. Okay, 23 almost on the button for one, and 22.75 for the other. It happens a lot. If you have one leg that's bigger than the other, you will have changes amongst the two sides. Usually what I'll tell people is to try to realize if you're putting all your weight on one side or the other, or if you have an injury, to actually work out against it. Okay, calves, always the biggest part as well. Sorry for losing you. And you see it's the same thing in my calves. My right calf is about 1/4 inch bigger than the other. So I have 14.5 for my right and 14.25 for my left. Here comes the hard part. It's always hard to do the upper part here. Usually you just best off twisting. You're taking the bigger part of your bicep and you just wrap it around, and then you can see on there how much you are. So 10.25, which is a little lower than what I was last time I measured, but I was training a lot and I was doing Body Beast, so I'm getting big potatoes. Okay. Oh, but then again, you see, now we're a little bit bigger. I'm almost 11, so 10.75. Go figure. Okay, forearms, same deal. Bring it up, flip it over. Try to get in the biggest part of your forearm. Arm. That's the Quebecois. Arm. 9.25. Same thing on the other side. Flip it, bring it back. And there you have it. This one's slightly bigger, but not much bigger, 9.5. So there you have it. Those are my measurements for April 10th, 2015 at age 42 in 4 months, in 1 day. And I'll keep you guys on track because it's important, and it's important to see how everybody fluctuates differently. Nobody really trains the same when they're pregnant. I've seen some girls that are really pushing it and can really actually push and not have a problem. I'm much older. My youngest is gonna be 13 soon, and I have an 18-year-old and a 20-year-old. So my body has changed. It's stronger, but I don't know how it's gonna react. So I'm hoping, because it's not mine, I don't wanna purposely make it on, you know, I don't wanna purposely do things to make the pregnancy complicated. So we're going to try to keep it as nice and smooth as possible. But I will definitely be doing a lot of cardio, and I will be doing probably some smoother stretching exercise, Tai Chi, Tai Chan. Maybe not yoga necessarily, because it's still hard. Like, people realize that it's all stretch, but it's held poses, so they're quite difficult. So follow me. I'll be probably posting this 3 months down the line, just, you know, in case something then doesn't work. And so we want to have nice, clean fun. And if you are pregnant or planning to be, you'll have something to guide yourself with and have somebody to follow. Okay? So, ta-ta.